I'm Andy and welcome to my channel about crypto. In today's video, I just want to give you a quick update on the current market situation and essentially what are my movements, what is my strategy at the moment. If you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and please also check out the community section. Okay, so as always, let's have a look at the price of Bitcoin first. And well, it's been rather not great in the last few days, to say the least. We are actually having a little bit of a pullback today as well. Essentially, we've been going down for the majority of the last week. And at the moment, it doesn't really look like there is going to be a bounce back anytime soon. If we look at Heikin-Ashi candles, there is actually indication of a very clear downtrend at the moment. Basically, when we have those red candles with just the bottom shadow and nothing at the top, that's an indication of a strong downtrend. And well, we had this now for 4 days in a row, plus another red candle before that. So as long as those candles continue, well, it's an indication that the price will keep going down. If we look at the weekly candles, Heikin-Ashi again, we had a little bit of a trend reversal here, and that looked really optimistic. This one here was originally green, but unfortunately changed before the end of the last week. And well, this week's candle so far doesn't look great either. So when we got that first green one here, I did say that, well, at the very least, we want to see at least the candle after that to confirm the change of the trend, or ideally more than one, because we did have fake outs like here, well, potentially here, and earlier in the cycle somewhere there. So until we see, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 green candles in a row, it's really hard to tell whether it's a proper change of trend or something quite temporary. And unfortunately here, it looks like we may be back into the downtrend. So basically opposite situation to what we've seen here. So I guess the next question is, well, how low we can go. And if we look at bull market support band, Bitcoin's bull market support band. So the red line here is the one that I usually use, which is 20-week SMA. Green one is another very often used indicator for Bitcoin's bull market support level, which is 21-week EMA. So looking at both together may give you a slightly better idea of where we are in relation to that bull market support. And unfortunately, if we look at the weekly candles, if we look at the wicks, it looks like we've been rejected from it in the last couple of weeks. Of course, you could argue that until we actually have candles touching those levels or somewhere in that field, it's not really a proper rejection. We were just sort of staying below. But I would argue that we potentially have to treat it as a rejection from bull market support level, which would then indicate that we can go down quite a bit more. If we then look at Nasdaq, well, that's not doing great at the moment either. And essentially what we should be looking at is, I think, given the current market situation, especially the uncertainty around the inflation levels and the current situation in the Ukraine, is, well, crypto is likely to follow largely what the stock market will do. So if Nasdaq goes down lower, I would expect Bitcoin to carry on going lower as well. And how low we can go? Well, I would hope that those levels here, so around 30K, will hold. If we go below that, it wouldn't be great, but I wouldn't completely exclude such possibility. At the moment, I remain relatively confident that we will hold 30K level. I really hope that we will actually hold higher level, maybe around 34, 35K as we did here, but it remains to be seen. So overall market situation is not particularly great. It's certainly not particularly bullish. So what I'm doing when it comes to my investment strategy. Okay, so here is a list of my favorite alts or most of my favorite alts. And of course, as expected, a lot of them dipped in the last few days. Surprisingly, network I've been talking about last week is still holding up really, really strong. It had this massive run up there. I think that was something like 60% or so. And yeah, it's actually still doing really, really well. But generally, everything or almost everything is in red. Of course, investing in altcoins when the market is so uncertain and we are likely going to be in quite bearish conditions for, well, probably at least next few weeks, if not longer, is extremely risky. So my strategy is basically picking the projects which dipped the most and investing a little bit in those particular projects. So if I look at the price of ETH or Bitcoin, I mean, I'm simplifying things here a little bit, but if we look at the last 7 days, well, Bitcoin dipped around 10%, ETH around 8.5 or so. So if I then look at the prices here, well, I will ignore everything that dipped around 10% or less, because essentially the price didn't change really that much. And in current market situation, it would be safer to invest in Bitcoin or ETH. However, if something dipped a bit more significantly, like let's say Veracity, 16%, CryoWorld, almost 20%, and quite a few others are in sort of mid-teens, that's potentially still very risky, but potentially good entry point. So I did get a bit of Veracity a couple of days ago. I think prices around 2 cents are really, really good. I'm really tempted to get some Vulcan Forged, even though it didn't really dip that much, but yeah, it is really tempting. I haven't bought any more yet, but planning to do so. And of course, as always, I'm looking at all the other projects. So right now, my biggest bugs from those coins are Altura, which I've been accumulating for quite a while, Veracity, which I'm also staking, so of course that's additionally growing over time. CDFI fund is still quite a big one. And remember that they have a token airdrop coming soon. Check out my video I posted last week about this if you haven't seen it already. And then Vulcan Forged and decent bag of Super as well. And basically these are the projects I keep focusing on at the moment. A few other projects I've been talking about recently and which I think will do really well in the coming weeks is Block Wallet and Blank Token. I made a video about it a few days ago. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's a great project. They have their mainnet wallet release coming on the 28th of February, so exactly a week from now. And I think this project will do really, really long term. The market cap is really low. I think if you look at the price of this project, it's been doing hardly anything for months and months. I'm not necessarily expecting a massive, massive pump straight away when they release their wallet, but I think it's a really solid longer term investment. And if there is enough marketing push, there may be quite a nice big bump in price as well, even shorter. Another project which I mentioned yesterday, I think, is EverEarn. Again, if you look at their prices, they had a really nice pump here, a little bit of a dip now due to the overall market situation. Low market cap, passive income, definitely worth checking out. If you want to find out more about it, watch my video from yesterday. So yeah, that's basically what I'm looking at the moment. So just to recap, I did invest a little bit in Veracity, Block Wallet, and EverEarn over the last few days. But overall, I keep looking at the price of Bitcoin, and I keep looking at what the stock market is doing as well. And I'm not going too crazy with investing in any particular project, or if I do invest in any altcoin, it's usually when it dipped quite significantly. And of course, at the moment, I'm still largely focusing on NFTs. NFT market is not quite as active as it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, but there is still a fair bit of activity. There are still quite a lot of good projects coming out. So yeah, that's where my focus is at the moment. And if crypto continues going down and sideways, and if ETH dips a bit more, then that should give NFT market another pump as well. So definitely worth diversifying into that space as well. So yeah, I think that's it for today. Times like this are great for accumulating, whether it's Bitcoin, ETH, or if you feel more risky getting some alts, that's entirely up to you. But it's, yeah, rather than just sort of stepping away from the market, this is the time exactly where you should be looking at your risk tolerance and what you are happy to get into, because, well, eventually the bull run will come, and of course all those prices will skyrocket very, very nicely. So yeah, I think that's it. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.